Hare Krishna.
Maybe for the new guests, you can explain the meaning of these prayers, or just
Of mantra?
no, the prayers you just recited. Just maybe.
I don't think so. I'm so happy to be with you and grateful. Today we'll speak about spirituality to feel good. Once in the holy place of Prayag, this is the holy place in India, where there is a confluence of different holy rivers, on Ganges and Yamuna and mystical river Saraswati. There was a sage and he observed that high in the sky there was a hawk who was soaring in the sky in big circles. And he saw that this hawk is coming closer and closer, more and more down towards the river. And then when it was not much above the river, suddenly he plunged his head forward into the river. And there was some skirmish under the water. And then suddenly this hawk emerged from the river with big fish in his talons. And this fish was frantically flapping, but with no hope for escape. And then this hawk was getting higher and higher and higher in the sky again. So this is a very instructive story for our life also. If this hawk was just swim little deeper, or this fish, if it would swim just a little bit deeper, the hawk would never get it. Yes. So, if our life is very superficial, we will be suddenly torn out of our situation and will be completely helpless. Yes. This fish was swimming around like every day. This particular day was not any different than other days. But then from nowhere came this hawk and took it out of its ordinary life, everyday's life. So we should therefore swim deeper in our life to find some deeper meaning, and then we can really experience higher pleasure on deeper level. Yes. In some sacred scripture called Srimad Bhagavatam, it is explained that there was a great gathering of sages 5,000 years ago. And these sages selected one of the most enlightened one amongst themselves and asked him to speak about the wisdom of life. And they said to him, Burini buri karmani shrotavyani vibhagasha adaksadotarayat saram samudritya manisha bruhi badraya bhutanam yanatma suprasidati. And this is in Sanskrit. And they ask him, you have studied many different scriptures. And in all these different scriptures, many different paths are prescribed and different rituals. And there are different goals to be attained by attained by these different paths. Please, because people are short-lived and they have no time to go deep in all these different processes, please explain us what is the essence of everything, by which one can become perfectly happy. And he uses the word suprasidati. Prasidati means happy, and suprasidati means perfectly happy, blissful. And we all want to be blissful. Yes, it is explained in Vedanta Sutra, Anandamayo Vyasat. We are living entities of happiness. We cannot live without happiness, not even for a moment. Therefore, every our thought, every our word, every our action, knowingly or unknowingly, is just searching for pleasure, for happiness, to feel good. Yes. Even if we do something that we don't like, we do it because we are afraid if I don't do it, I'll be more miserable. And I don't want to be more miserable. Therefore, I do something that even if I have such job that I don't like, for example. Many people have jobs that they don't like. Isn't it? Maybe you have the same experience yourself. Yes. So please explain us what is the essence of everything. And he answered in the next chapter. He said, Savaipumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti-yoga ahaitukya pratihata yayatma suprasidati. And he uses this same word, suprasidati. He says that this state of suprasidati, of perfect bliss and happiness, is possible to attain only by ahaitiki bhakti, or unconditional love. And actually, love is the only thing that one is hankering for, really. One cannot be happy without love. Can you imagine that you can have everything in this world, and you can have all facilities to enjoy in whatever way you can imagine? But if there would be no one who would love you, that life would be miserable. And if we wouldn't love anyone, this life would be miserable. So love is actually the only thing that we need, that we are searching for. Even if we don't have anything, any facility to enjoy, but if you would love someone dearly and others would love us dearly, we would be happy, isn't it? So this is the secret. Not many know this secret. But this love should be unconditional. And not just unconditional, it has to be absolute also. Because if our love is limited, then also our bliss, our happiness, our pleasure is also limited. And we don't want to be limited. I ask in different places, how much in percentage, how much happiness do you want to have in your life?
What's the result of your studies?
First I can make this question here to see if it matches. What do you say? 100. It's interesting. Everywhere I receive the same answer. And in percentage, how much of misery do you want? 0. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. So we don't want our happiness to be limited, because then it's not 100%. It's limited to a certain percentage. And what is beyond our love, that we don't like, actually. So, this process of spiritual enlightenment is to achieve absolute love. And this may seem to be impossible to achieve, but it's actually a very simple process and very powerful. And first requirement, one of these processes, of course, is to get in contact or to connect with this mantra that we have sung. Yes. But we should also understand something. In Bhagavad-gita it is explained that we are not this body. This is first requirement in spiritual understanding, that we are not this body. And we can have our own immediate practical experience. For example, if you take a picture when you were born, and in one hand, and in your other hand you take a mirror, you see it's completely different personality. Yes, it's completely different appearance. But still, we know that we are the same person. But who is this same person? Because scientists say that every 7 years we completely change all the cells of the body. So, for many times we have completely changed our body. Yes, to the last cell. And still we are the same person. Who is this person? And the Vedas explain that this same person is living force within the body. It's everlasting, never created, and cannot be influenced by anything material, and will never die. And since our nature is to be eternal, therefore, as long as we identify with this body, we try to keep our body eternally alive. And therefore, people are really disturbed when getting older and older, and the appearance in the mirror doesn't fit their desires anymore. Yes, this is like this. I can perceive this in my personal experience. I remember my grandmother had these cataracts in her eyes. And at that time, when she got that, these surgeries, eye surgeries, were not so common as they are now. Now you just go and they do it in half an hour or something and you're out immediately. But not at that time. So she had these cataracts for, I don't know, 10 years maybe or something, and before she got operated. And when she finally got operated, before she didn't see anything practically, just saw that there is light or there is no light. Yes. And then after 10 years she saw my brother. And she was shocked. And she said, "Oh, how ugly you are." Yes. Body changes, but this soul remains the same, and this living force is always the same. Yes, And actually, this living force is what is important. And we have to reconnect with this living force. Actually, we are the living force, but we have forgotten. Therefore, this process of connecting, this is called yoga. Yoga, I don't know, I think you have the same, the word from the same root as yoga also in German. There is an English word, yoke, and it means a binding that connects bulls together. It's yoke. What's the German word?
Joch.
Yoke. It's the same word. And yoga is the same word. It means a tie, a connection. Yes. And therefore we have to connect on the spiritual level, because bodily level will be always disturbed. This is also the science that we experience every day. Every day there is some disturbance in our life. Therefore, wise people, they don't identify on the material level. Of course, we perform different duties according to our position in this world. And if we perform these duties nicely, we can have nice material arrangement. But we should understand that such nice arrangement, even if it's very nice, it will not be very long lasting. And if we get attached to it, we suffer. So it is explained in 5th chapter of Bhagavad-gita, Yehi sansparshaja bhoga dukkha yona evate adyantavantah kanta nateshura mati buddha. Those who are Buddha or intelligent, Buddha means intelligent, who had great buddhi, buddhi means intelligence, is one who understands that pleasures of this world are dukkha yonaya, these pleasures give birth to misery. It's interesting, isn't it? That pleasures of this world give birth to misery. Why is it like this? It's because more we enjoy some pleasure in this world, more we get attached to it. Yes, because we are attached to certain pleasure that we want to enjoy. And more we are attached to certain pleasure, more we suffer when we lose it. Yes. For example, we want to have perfect Mercedes car, the newest type. And we get attached to it very much, and we work very hard to afford it. And then we park it like here, and we go to the program, and then we hear the screeching of the brakes, and bam, someone hits our Mercedes, and we feel that our heart is also hit. Yes. If it would be someone else's Mercedes, we wouldn't feel any pain. But if it is ours, there's severe pain in our heart. Yes. It's because of attachment. And when we lose the object of our attachment, we suffer. And it's the nature of this world that everything perishes. Everything is taken away from us, sooner or later. Also, our body will be taken away from us. What to speak of other things? We cannot protect even our body to be taken away. What to speak of other things? Yes. So, therefore, one who is intelligent, he will seek perfect pleasure on the spiritual level. Because spiritual level cannot be taken away, because it's not on the bodily level. Yes. So one has to be buddhi, intelligent to understand this, and then strive for something higher in life. So I invite you to, do you have some books maybe here? No. But he's the one who can provide books. So you can also get some books, because you can hear such talk and forget it very quickly. This is usual scenario in this world. We hear something, but we forget it, because we are caught in some routine way of life, and we forget what is the essence, and just live normally. But this normal life is just like crawling of ants, actually. Ants, I'm traveling a little bit, and I can see, especially in airports, how many people are going here and there, and remind me very much of anthill. There also are many ants crawling here and there, seemingly without any purpose. But of course, every ant has its own duty to perform. So also every man has his own duty to perform, and idea in mind where he's going. But actually, the final destination of every living entity in this material world is death. But as we realized, no one of us want to be dead. So this is a science how to connect with our spiritual self, which is our true self, and be ever blissful in every situation. This is the science, because circumstances in this material world will come that will not be pleasant for our body and our situation, material situation. But if we are connected, we can still be peaceful in our heart, which is very difficult to attain. Yes, we all, I believe, have these experiences. We are not children anymore. To see the challenging situations in our life, they come. Even though we don't like them, they still come. We try to avoid them, but they still come. Yes, this is the law of this world. The challenging situations always come, even if we try so hard to avoid them. But the sign of intelligence is to not be caught in these challenging situations, but to rise our consciousness on the transcendental platform, on the spiritual level, and connect with this absolute reality, which is very much possible, especially with this mantra meditation, individual, and also like we sang together in congregation. Yes. So I invite you to go deep in your spiritual understanding and find perfect happiness, that you will always feel good. Hare Krishna. Is there any question or comment or doubt that we can discuss? Yes, please.
I have one question, because you spoke about unconditional love, and so, of course, on the one hand it's understandable, okay, love should be unconditional, but I wonder, what does it really mean? Because I can say, I want to have unconditional love, But
Yes.
it's not like from now I decide I will have unconditional
Yes,
love, but I
yes.
will not have. It's one question, and then the other, also connected with that, is like, is there? What about blind love? Is this like, yeah? Is this does this exist at all, or is it like blindly worshipping something or following or doing something? You know, like without. Yeah.
So yes, this unconditional love on the spiritual level is not something that we can just decide from now on. I will have unconditional, absolute love. It's not possible. Therefore, in every spiritual tradition, there is certain process to follow. And we currently live in Kali Yuga, this Sanskrit term. Kali Yuga, Kali means the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. And I believe I don't have to prove to you that this is true. Because we can see on every step that there is quarrel and hypocrisy also. So for Kali Yuga, it is the quality of Kali Yuga is this, everyone is very short-lived, up to 100 years maybe, around, and that people are always disturbed, and usually they are spiritually lazy. So the easiest process and most sublime process is to connect with these holy names that we have sung together. And this is not something sectarian, but is propounded in every spiritual, genuine spiritual path. For example, in the Vedas it is said, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Namayeva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatiranata. That in this Kali Yuga, Kalau, in this Kali, in this Kali Yuga, there is no other way than chanting of these holy names, chanting of these holy names. No other way. And Lord Jesus said, hallowed be thy name. Yes. And in Psalms, in Old Testament, it is said, those who call upon the name of the Lord, they will be saved. And also in Islam, they have 99 names of Allah, that they call them regularly. And also in Buddhism, they call the names of Lord Buddha. So we can see it's universal path for this age that is common in every spiritual, genuine spiritual path. And it is recommended. These holy names carry great spiritual power that can awaken us. It is explained in the Vedas that when a person is asleep, can be waken up by sound vibration. So we usually have alarm clock to wake up in the morning at desired time, and this is through sound, isn't it? So we can also wake up our spiritual consciousness by sound, vibration, by spiritual sound, because these holy names are non-different from, they're absolute. Because they're part of absolute, they're also absolute. There is no difference. Therefore, if we chant them, we connect with this absolute reality. And this absolute reality, slowly, by our deeper and deeper connection, takes over our consciousness. It's like if we have a container of muddy water, for example. And we cannot take mud out just like that. The easiest way to get clear water is to pour clear water inside of this container with muddy water, and then the mud will gradually be removed, and clear water will be in this container, yes, in this reservoir. So yes, in the same way, our consciousness, the easiest way to purify our consciousness from this material state of understanding is to connect with these holy names, with this transcendental sound vibration. Yes. And then our consciousness will get slowly but surely, gradually awaken. And this is the purpose we want to achieve. And then when this spiritual consciousness is awakened, we can develop this spiritual vision, which is also explained in Bhagavad-Gita in 5th chapter, Vidya Vinaya Sampani Brahmani Gavihastini Shuni Sheva Shvapakecha Panditah Samadarshana. It is said that those who are Pandita, who have deep spiritual understanding, deep spiritual knowledge, are Samadarshi. They see equally every living entity, either a cow, or an elephant, or a dog, or a very noble person, or a culprit. Everyone is of the same spiritual substance. Yes. And when we really have experience of this spiritual equality of every living entity, we can start to develop this absolute understanding and absolute love. Yes. So it's not just a matter of decision. It's a matter of purification of our existence, of our consciousness. Yes. So, therefore, we should strive for this purpose. Yes. In Slovene, we have the proverb that without toil, you cannot put your shoe on. Without toil, without endeavor, without work. So you have to work even to put your shoe on. What to speak if you want to change the quality of your consciousness. It's not just a matter of decision. It's a matter of purposeful training of our consciousness, especially with the help of this transcendental sound vibration. Hare Krishna. Any other question?
Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes so you spoke about we're trying to look for happiness in this world, and often it is temporary and disappointing sometimes. But sometimes we are looking for happiness, and we're doing things which we know actually won't make us very happy. Sometimes we are impelled by certain forces, like habits or something like this, to do things which we know are not good for us, we know are not going to make us happy, but somehow we still are
Addicted to it.
addicted. Addiction, yeah, for example, is one form, one example. So what would be the process, or what would be the way understand that these things are how to wake oneself up, basically.
Yes.
From the things that we know are
Not good for us.
Yes.
Yes. First thing, of course, is to understand certain thing is not good for me. If we don't understand that smoking is bad for us, we would never quit smoking. So we have to understand that a certain thing is not good for me. And when we understand that something is not good for me, then we can try to overcome the addiction. Because if we do something that we understand it's not good for me, it's because of addiction only. Because at certain point in time, we believe that a certain thing will make me happy. People start to smoke, for example, because they think that they will be cool. Or I don't know why. Have any of you have smoked? Or
No.
Yes, I also. Yes, and when I started smoking, I was quite young actually. It was disgusting, I must say. Did you have the same experience?
Yes.
Yes. When I first light a cigarette, it was disgusting actually. But I wanted to be cool, actually. I was a young teenager, stupid. But yes, and then I got really addicted to smoking, very hard. And when I quitted smoking, I dreamt that I smoke for at least 10 more years. Yes. And it was really hard to quit smoking. I remember this idea, and that I will not light another cigarette, never again. And this idea, never again, was so frightening. And I was grasping for air. I felt such emptiness in my lungs. Yes, that I had to breathe like this and hold the air to pacify this urge for smoking. Yes, it was very hard to quit smoking, actually. Yes, so we start certain habit that is not beneficial for us because we believe that it will bring us some enjoyment, and then we realize it brings just destruction. Yes. So first thing, if we want to change anything, is to understand that this thing is destroying me. It's not beneficial for me, but it's detrimental for me. If we don't have this understanding, then it's no hope to change anything. And when we have this understanding, then we can try this process of spiritual awakening. I think that this Alcoholic Anonymous, that there are groups of Alcoholic Anonymous. I believe that to be really successful, they have to accept that there is God actually who can help them, some higher reality, some absolute reality that is in their good, and is their well-wisher. And they of course have to realize that they're alcoholics, because alcoholics very often they deny this fact. They don't want to face the fact. And first they have to accept that, yes, I'm an alcoholic. And they have to admit it to everyone. and then they have to work on something. Their life should be reframed to gain something higher that they have already achieved. They engage in to achievement of something that they haven't achieved yet. Then they can overcome this addiction. Otherwise, it's practically impossible. So it's the same in our life. When we realize that our life is just mediocre or useless, and we should understand that this mediocre life is an animalistic life. Vedas call people who don't strive for something higher in life that they are two-legged animals. Yes, because they don't put these questions: who I am, from where I'm coming from, what's my destination, yes, what will become of me, why I'm here in this situation, why I have to suffer, what's the permanent solution for suffering, not just temporary solutions. If we don't put such questions and we don't seek answers for them, we are not taking real advantage of human form. Therefore, our life is not very much different than animal life, because also animals are living just to survive. And if you don't go for deeper and more substantial things, then we also live just to survive, which is, of course, will end miserably. Therefore, we should understand that something, this is first requirement, that we understand that something is not beneficial for me. Then I have to find the solution, which is always spiritual. Spiritual solution is permanent solution. It's not temporary solution. All other solutions are temporary. So spiritual solution is only eternal, because spirit itself is eternal. And then I can connect with this absolute reality. And I can, by purification of my consciousness, I can also give up this addiction, different addictions in life. Hare Krishna. Anything else? You seem to be experienced people.
We give our best.
Yes. You can share your experiences.
Nothing is special for this moment.
Yes.
I can share experiences.
Yes, please.
With my own body, like that on the one hand, I still feel quite young, but on the other hand, I also see that every now and then another small difficulty occurs. Like one is a little bit knee problem, it's a little bit back problem, it's a little bit one teeth is loosened or it's gone already. So of course we can do some things against it. And even my father, he's 83 now. He's always telling, like in himself he feels young, but the body is not. It is not young anymore. I mean, he has severe back problems, and last time he said, okay, maybe I will make it till this next year or something. So he's always almost on the verge of death. I mean, he won't make it too long. Actually, at least he is not expecting it to go it too long anymore. So that is very interesting. So, and it shows also that we are this, on one hand we are this eternal thing, and on the other hand we still have a certain amount of attachment to the body, or we feel that we are this body even if we know that we are not the body. So it's a little bit, how to say, hard to understand actually. So it takes probably much practice, or that you daily confront yourself with these facts and with this like philosophy, that you can slowly realize that in the end we have to leave all these material things around us and even our own body.
Yes, thank you very much. This is so true. Ultimately, we have to realize that we are spiritual entities, and this can be done only by spiritual process. Yes, in no other way, actually. And this, as you said, we have to daily remember this, and this is possible with daily meditation. So you can start, if you are not familiar with such meditation, maybe for 5-10 minutes, and you can slowly increase. Yes. Then it will become a part of your life, and you will not be willing to give it up. Yes.
We become addicted.
Yes, positively addicted, because this will save our life. So this is really something that can permanently save our life. This is said in second chapter of Bhagavad-gita, Neha Bikrama Nashasti Pratyabhayo Navidate Svalpam Apyasa Dharmasya Trayati Mahato Bhayat. That even small advancement on this path can save us from most severe danger. Yes. So it's important to understand this and try to go deeper step by step. Of course, it's impossible to just jump, because if we just jump, usually we break our neck. But step by step process is safe, and as I think it's a Japanese proverb that even the longest way begins with the first step. So we just have to begin, and then everything else unfolds. Hare Krishna. So thank you very much for your attention. I invite you all for spiritual food. This is very practical process. I forgot to mention, it's not just about this meditation. We can actually spiritualize all our aspects of life. So we can prepare food with this idea that is meant for God, and we offer it. Before we eat, we can offer it to the Lord. And just by this gesture, we purify our food and we spiritualize it. And this is the science of how to spiritualize matter. Yes. And if we meditate, we spiritualize our existence also. So we just try to connect deeper and deeper. And very helpful are these books. So I advise you to get these books, Vedic texts, especially Bhagavad-Gita, is the basic book of Eastern wisdom, yes, of Vedic wisdom. Most important book of Eastern wisdom is Bhagavad-Gita. Hare Krishna. And I invite you now for this. It is called prasadam, sanctified food.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for